What is up, everybody? It is me, your YouTube heavyweight champion. I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my Elimination Chamber pay-per-view review and results tonight. So let's get right into the Elimination Chamber pre-show to start off the show for the Elimination Chamber itself tonight. To start off the Elimination Chamber pre-show, we have Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali versus Ricochet. These three guys would battle in a triple threat match to see who would advance into a triple threat match with Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle to see who will compete for the United States Championship tonight at the Elimination Chamber. So Ricochet versus John Morrison and Mustafa Ali. This was a pretty decent triple threat match on the pre-show tonight to start off the Elimination Chamber. This match was pretty decent. I thought it was alright for what it was. I mean, I'm not really big on I'm not really big on either three of these guys. I'm not really whatever. I mean, I'm not high on Ricochet. I'm not high on Mustafa Ali. I'm not high on John Morrison. I'm just not. I'm not really big on these three dudes. I'm just not, man. These three guys, they don't do anything for me. I mean, I was a fan of Ricochet when he was with the other company that, went out of business. But, I mean, other than that, Ricochet's alright. Mustafa Ali, John Morrison's, I mean, these three guys would do battle in a triple threat match to see who would advance into another triple threat match later on in the night in the United States Championship battle with Lashley and Matt Riddle. This was a alright triple threat match to start off the pre-show with John Morrison, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet to see who would advance into another triple threat match later on in the night to see who would face Lashley and Matt Riddle for the United States Championship. And John Morrison ended up picking up the win over Mustafa Ali and Ricochet in the Elimination Chamber pre-show. And John Morrison would advance into the triple threat match later on in the night, tonight at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view itself, to face Matt Riddle and Lashley for United States Championship. Alright, now let's talk about the first men's Elimination Chamber. Daniel Bryan wins the men's first Elimination Chamber match. I was happy to see Daniel Bryan win it. I thought we were gonna get a babyface Daniel Bryan versus a heel Roman at WrestleMania. I thought that's what we were gonna get. I thought that's the way WWE was going to go. I thought they was going to go with a babyface Daniel Bryan versus a heel Roman. I thought that's the way they were going to go. But WWE went a whole different way. Daniel Bryan wins the men's Elimination Chamber. And then after Daniel Bryan wins the Elimination Chamber, Bryan gets just absolutely squashed by Roman for the Universal Championship. Roman beat Daniel Bryan like in a minute flat, didn't even waste any time. Daniel Bryan gets squashed by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion. So, and then after Roman Reigns squashes Daniel Bryan, Edge comes out of nowhere and hits Roman Reigns with a spear. So it is now official. We are getting Roman Reigns and Edge at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. So we know that tonight, after Roman Reigns squashed Daniel Bryan, after Daniel Bryan won the Elimination Chamber, we are now officially getting Roman Reigns versus Edge at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship. Now, let's talk about the women's tag team title match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair and my favorite wrestler, Sasha Banks. Now, Sasha Banks gets buried. Was I cool with this? Absolutely not. I was not cool with this because you bury Sasha Banks, which is, I don't know why you would do that. You bury Sasha Banks in this tag team match. Sasha Banks is your SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and yet you bury her tonight for whatever reason. Sasha Banks gets buried. You bury her like you've always done, which I don't get why. And you have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax beat Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler. Why you would have this happen, I don't know. Why do you feel the need for Sasha to lose on her road to WrestleMania? Why would you have Sasha lose? This makes no sense to me. Why couldn't Bianca take the pin instead of Sasha? If you were gonna put Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Sasha and Bianca at Elimination Chamber for the Women's Tag Team Championships, why couldn't Bianca take the pin and Sasha would have not ate the loss at all? But no, you have Sasha eat the pin, and what does this do for Sasha now that she's lost on her way to WrestleMania? Every bit of momentum that Sasha had going into Mania is now dead. Sasha's momentum is dead now because you decided to bury her on her way into WrestleMania. You bury her, so why should I take Sasha seriously, even though I'm a huge fan of Sasha Banks? Why should I take her seriously now that you've buried her like a dozen times like you've done before? Why should I take her serious when she's going to be feuding with Bianca over the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at Mania? Why should I take Sasha seriously when Sasha ate the pin tonight in the Women's Tag Team Championship match? When this win tonight, it does absolutely nothing for Shayna and Nia. It does absolutely nothing. They have done nothing with the women's tag team titles. They have done absolutely nothing. But yet, Sasha Banks is eating the pin, guys. Remember this. Sasha Banks loses on the road to WrestleMania tonight in a pointless women's tag team match that the women's tag team championships have been absolutely worthless, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler have done nothing with the women's tag team championships. So having Shayna and Nia beat Bianca and Sasha tonight, it does nothing for either one. It does nothing for Shayna, and it does nothing for Nia, and it does nothing for the women's tag team championships. It does absolutely nothing. So why would you have Shayna and Nia win? I have no idea. I don't care. This win does absolutely nothing for Shayna or Nia or the women's tag team championships. They have done nothing. Shayna and Nia have done absolutely nothing with the women's tag team championships. And who have they faced? Who has Shayna and Nia faced? The Riot Squad? Who have they faced in the last month? They have faced absolutely nobody except the Riot Squad. That's it. Who have they faced? How does this make the women's tag team championships look good when you have Shayna and Nia beat Bianca and Sasha, your two biggest superstars, by the way, and you bury both of them? You bury Bianca and you bury Sasha. For what reason? I don't know. This win tonight at the Elimination Chamber for the Women's Tag Team Championships for Shayna and Nia does absolutely nothing. Shayna and Nia are still your Women's Tag Team Champs. Okay, now let's talk about the men's. Let's talk about the second men's elimination chamber. Drew wins the men's second elimination chamber. Drew runs through the elimination chamber. Drew runs through everybody in the elimination chamber tonight and wins. But after Drew wins the chamber, Drew gets destroyed by Lashley. Lashley takes out Drew and leaves Drew laying. The Miz comes out. The Miz cashes in on Drew and beats Drew for the championship. What sense does that make? So it looks like now we're going to be getting Drew versus Lashley versus Miz at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I don't care about that. I don't care. That match is completely garbage to me. I do not care about that. Why should I care? You have buried Drew twice. Twice. You have buried him twice. Randy Orton beat him. Randy Orton's already beat him for the championship. And now he's losing the championship to The Miz, a complete and utter jobber. So now you have not only buried Drew not once, but twice. So it looks like now we are going to be getting Drew versus Miz versus Lashley at Mania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not one bit interested in that. I'm really not. I do not care about that. So, The Miz comes out. He cashes in on Drew. And Miz is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, let's talk about the United States Championship match. It was decent. Was it the best match for the United States Championship? No. It done absolutely nothing. This match did absolutely nothing for me. I don't care about this match. Lashley is boring as all hell. Matt Riddle is not convincing to me. John Morrison is just a complete jobber. So you had Matt Riddle versus John Morrison versus Lashley tonight at the Elimination Chamber for the United States Championship in a match which this match means absolutely nothing because Matt Riddle has been destroyed by Lashley more times than I like to count. John Morrison is just there for whatever reason. So this triple threat match tonight at the Elimination Chamber with Matt Riddle versus Morrison versus Lashley for the United States Championship, this match does nothing for me. This match meant absolutely nothing. Congratulations to Matt Riddle on becoming the new United States Champion. I don't know where Matt Riddle goes from here. I don't know what they're planning for him after he's won the United States Championship tonight at the Elimination Chamber. I don't know where Matt Riddle goes. I don't know where Sasha goes after this. Where does Sasha go? Because we were supposed to get her and Bianca turning on each other tonight. That never happened. So we don't know who Sasha is facing at Mania. We don't even know. The only thing we know coming out of tonight's show at the Elimination Chamber is that Roman is going to face Edge at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's all we know. Everything else is completely just it's in a bind right now. We don't know who Sasha's going to face. We don't know what's going to happen with The Miz now that he's WWE Champion. We don't know what's going to happen with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax now that they've buried Bianca and Sasha. So, and we don't know what's going to happen with Asuka and who she's going to face. Everything in WWE right now is in turmoil. Tonight, after the Elimination Chamber, we only got one answered. We only got one question that was answered tonight. Who will Roman face at WrestleMania? We know the answer to that question. Roman is going to face Edge at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's what we know. So tonight we got one question answered coming out of tonight's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We all wanted to know who Roman was going to face at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship, and we now know that answer. Roman would be facing Edge at WrestleMania 37 for the WWE Universal Championship. Other than that, we don't know anything else. Everything else is pretty much in turmoil. The best thing about the Elimination Chamber tonight, in my opinion, was when Edge came out of nowhere and hit Roman Reigns with the spear after Roman Reigns absolutely destroyed Daniel Bryan. That was the best thing of the night tonight at the Elimination Chamber. In my opinion, that was the best thing about tonight for the Elimination Chamber, was when Edge came out of nowhere and hit Roman Reigns with the spear. That was the best thing about the night tonight at the Elimination Chamber. Other than that, this chamber was garbage. I didn't like it at all. We only got one question answered tonight out of this whole Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Other than that, we got no answers. We only got one answer tonight, and that was the ultimate question of who was going to face Roman at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship, and we now know that answer. It will be Edge facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 37 for the Universal Championship. And the best thing about the Elimination Chamber tonight, like I said, was Edge coming out of nowhere and hitting that spear on Roman Reigns. That was the best thing of the night. Don't at me. Don't try to fight me on that, because you will not win that fight with me. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for winning this. So guys, anyway, thank you guys for watching this Elimination Chamber review. I really do appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this Elimination Chamber review, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, the Elimination Chamber to me wasn't that great. The show just, it didn't do anything for me. If you guys enjoyed the show, more power to you. I wish I could have. The Elimination Chamber itself, it just didn't feel like a pay-per-view to me. We only got one answer tonight coming out of the Elimination Chamber, like I said, and that's pretty much all we got tonight coming out of the chamber. So anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this Elimination Chamber review, hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. But other than that, this show to me tonight for the Elimination Chamber, it was a 1 out of 10 for me. I'm going to give the Elimination Chamber a 1 out of 10. The best thing about the Elimination Chamber tonight was when Edge came out of nowhere and hit the spear on Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns utterly and completely destroyed Daniel Bryan. So that was the best thing about the Elimination Chamber tonight. Other than that, this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was just I mean, everything is pretty much just up in the air right now. We'll have to see what happens going into Monday Night Raw tomorrow night with Miz now that he's a WWE Champion. We need to know who Sasha's going to face on SmackDown. We'll have to wait till Friday to see what happens with that. And we're going to have to wait for Raw to see who Asuka will face at WrestleMania, because we don't know who she's going to face either. So we'll have to wait until Raw comes on tomorrow to see who Asuka's going to face off with at WrestleMania. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this Elimination Chamber review. If you guys enjoyed this Elimination Chamber review, hit that thumbs up. You guys make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you guys for watching this Elimination Chamber review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This Elimination Chamber was just garbage overall. I'm going to give the Elimination Chamber a 1 out of 10. Guys, let me know what you guys thought about the Elimination Chamber tonight down below in the comment section. I want to know what you guys thought about the Elimination Chamber tonight down in the comment section below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about what you guys thought about the Elimination Chamber tonight down in the comment section. So other than that, I'm going to give the Elimination Chamber a 1 out of 10. Like I said, the best thing about the Elimination Chamber tonight was when Edge came out of nowhere and hit that spear on Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns decimated Daniel Bryan. Other than that, that was the best thing about the night overall. This night for the Elimination Chamber was garbage. I didn't enjoy the show. This show was complete garbage. So thank you guys for watching this Elimination Chamber review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until then, you guys have a good one, man. Your boy's out. Peace. I'll talk to you guys later, man.